Hey there, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking at a 1997 Daihatsu Hijet. Daihatsu is owned by Toyota, so this is kind of Toyota's K-Truck. This one here, a 97 with only 31,000 kilometers. And yes, this is a 6-digit odometer, so that is authentic 31,000, not potentially 131,000 or 231,000. Okay, have a listen to the engine. And this is a mid-engine. Now, some of them have engines more toward the front, some of them more toward the back. The mid-engine is quite nice. The Hijet might be tied for my favorite K-Truck. It varies day to day. I like the Hijets. I like the Actis. I do like the idea of the Subaru soundbar, especially since the engine is right past the rear axle, so it's a rear engine, giving you more traction in the rear. But in my experience, those soundbars tend to be a little bit more likely to break and a little bit more likely to feel like higher mileage. Anyways, let's take a look at this one. It is in fairly good condition. It's an auction grade 4, which is pretty good for a 25-year-old vehicle. It does have some excessive scratches in the rear on the tops of these. The bed has scratches and dents. It's definitely been used as a K-Truck. But I'd say overall I'm pretty happy with the condition of this one. It's 4-wheel drive, 660cc engine. Actually, let's just read that all off of the sheet here. Okay, so 97 Hijet truck, 4-wheel drive, auction grade 4, interior C, exterior C. That seems about right. It is kind of rare to get a 4CC. Usually it would be like 4BC or CB for the different grades here, but I think that they're probably right. It is a grade 4 feeling vehicle. Interior and exterior C. That seems about right as well. Okay, so 31,708 kilometers there. There's no sales points or no notes, but it does come with the warranty papers and it comes with the owner's manual. Okay, the body on here has a number of notes, but nothing huge. I'll show you in person, actually. It speaks better about the vehicle than this. It can be a little bit confusing. It says seat is dirty, headliner is peeling or comes down, and the exterior has various scratches on the car, various small scratches. There was no reserve price on this one, so that was just whoever was the highest bidder was able to win it. And I got an extra note here, check the PWR switch to make sure that the transmission is good. This truck has no PWR switch. Usually a PWR switch would be on an automatic transmission, and it's a button that you would press that has the opposite effect of a snow button. It'll make it so that it downshifts earlier and doesn't hold RPMs for as long. So that gives you a little bit more power because of gearing. This one doesn't have that. I looked everywhere, like normally it would be on a switch panel like that, or somewhere on the knob, which it's not, or a switch panel over here. There is no such thing. There is only a 4-wheel drive button, which works. And driving the car forward and backward and shifting, the transmission seems like it shifts normally. So maybe there is a version of the Hijet that has Hijet that has that power switch or PWR switch, but it is not this one. I like the face of that. It's kind of like a ninja wearing a mask. Cool. Okay, I think that is everything on the sheet, so let's do it once around so you can see it from all different angles. It's definitely been using the back rack. The back rack meaning this one here. The top of it has paint that has been scratched off of it. The reason why is because you carry long stuff like wood on the top of that in case it's too long for the bed. Here in Japan, I don't know if you can, but people don't stick stuff off the tailgate and then put a red flag on the back. I think it might not even be allowed, but most people who do kind of construction-ish work or contract work, they'll drive a K-Truck because they're so cheap to register, so good on gas, so reliable, and generally pretty inexpensive to buy. 4-wheel drive, they can get around everywhere. Japan is a volcanic country, or an island country made from volcanoes, so it is very mountainous. So the 4-wheel drive is extra useful here. That's why the majority of them are 4-wheel drive. And that. Oddly, not that. All these 4-wheel drives, but not the one that looks the most 4-wheel drive out of all of them. Okay, so details here. Hijet logo in the center here, and a twin cam 12 valve badge up here. Headlights are just your regular sealed beam from like, what, the 1980s? Okay, a little bit of discoloration in this unpainted plastic front bumper, but no real big deal. If you look closely here, there's a bit of a dirt ring around something that looks like a flower. That is the old folks badge that you must put on the car after you pass a certain age, which I believe is 70 years old. There's actually two of them. One of them is like a teardrop and one of them is like a heart, and I don't actually know the ages for either of them, but I believe one is old and one is super old. I think this one's the super old too. Okay, I don't know what this says. It says appare, but I don't know what that word means. Hijet Daihatsu sticker. 350 kilogram carry capacity is just for registration, and for, like, if you want to carry more, you have to register for more, and most people don't. You can probably carry up to about 550 in here, because there are versions of these with like fuel tanks in the back that carry 500 liters, plus whatever the equipment and the container weighs. There are these caps here, right there and there, that have been taken out on this side and then duct taped over. So yes, in Japan we fix everything with duct tape just like everywhere else. And I didn't check the oil because you have to open this up in order to check the oil. Most K-trucks have the oil dipstick in a different location, like some of them carry them back here if it's a rear-engined one, and some of them you can lift up the seat, which is where the coolant is in this one, but not the engine oil, because the engine is a little bit further back. And the co-op truck is coming. Okay, did I do the full once around? I don't actually recall. I think I did. Yes, I did. Okay. So, this one here has radiator on the side, which looks a little bit interesting, but absolutely functional. It's leaf sprung, and then they have independent suspension on the front, and the solid rear axle in the rear here. Okay, very simple, very easy to repair or fix if you need to. Now the tops of these have all been worn off and there are some dents. Inside you can see lots of scratches along there. No corrosion on it anywhere, and it looks like whoever did use it for work was trying to take care of it. There are areas of touch-up paint in various places. Little dent down here. Touch-up paint here and here. And here. And quite a few on this side actually. Like here, here, all down here. So it looked like this bed side was probably the more used of the two. In case you don't know about K-trucks, I haven't done this in a while, so I guess I'll do it now. Yeah, the back tailgate flips down, which is cool. It gives an ultra low loading height. And so compared to North American pickup trucks, you don't have to lift stuff as high to get in. And in a work day, that can be a big deal. Tire your staff out less, get more work done. And then the sides can also open up, because here in Japan there's obviously not a lot of space, so being able to load from the side is super useful as well, something that North American trucks simply don't do. And you can open just the side one and not the rear one as well, if that's what you want to do. There are dump truck versions of these if you want, scissor lift versions. There are lifted ones that look cool. Yeah, K-truck is life here in Japan. They don't have a lot of space inside. You're probably best if you're not too much bigger than 5'10". And then most of them are manual transmissions. This one's an auto. So yeah, you can get them in automatic transmission. And I don't have a ton of experience driving the auto ones, but the manual ones I think would be, because it's a small engine, only 660cc, I think a manual, if you're okay with it, would be the better option. Okay, so it has worn out section here. Okay, and the bed size, I feel like 7 feet by 5 feet, which is weird because we use metric here in Japan. I don't know. I guess I could measure it. I do have a tape measure. Do you think that's a boring part of the video if I measure it? I really should know the size of the K-truck beds. Tape measure. They look really cool outside of Japan too, because they're very unique. But these days, everyone kind of knows about them because they become very popular. Okay, not the widest section, just where the widest section of the bottom is 132 centimeters by 200 at the end, but let me not get cut by this. But it dips in, see? So it's 200 down there, and then that's maybe 8 or 10 centimeters further out for the top section. Okay, put this in my bucket. Tires, so 2011, that makes them now a 12-year-old tire. So yes, the tires reflect the low mileage on it. You probably need to get some new tires. We can get new tires put on if you want. And you can talk to your sales rep about the potential costs of getting new tires put on if that's what you want. Yeah, the tires are 12 years old. It's probably a good idea to change them. Can you continue to use them? You're probably okay, but I can't guarantee that you won't have some troubles because tires don't like being too old. To the interior. Okay, very simple. Headrests are attached onto the back wall instead of the seats. Not incredibly comfortable inside here. Kind of old school. The radio speaker is actually a single speaker underneath the dashboard. No tape deck or CD player. The AC works, which is good. The shifter shifts fine. The e-brake works well. The brake works good. The throttle response is good. You get these floor mats, and everything is made out of very easy to clean material. Okay, headliner sagginess. Right around the edges. Spray glue will fix it for you. And a pink ribbon. Maybe this is like the Japanese version of the Bloods and the Crips. You got a pink ribbon, you put it on the top. I'm part of the Pink Ribbon Army. That reminds me of Dragon Ball. The Red Ribbon Army. Okay, not much else to say. This is you get what you get kind of thing. It's a K-Truck video. It's supposed to be a little bit shorter than the regular ones. But my gosh, we're already at 12 minutes. Yikes, who is still watching at this time? I don't know. So a little bit of wear right here, a little bit of wear right here, and right here from getting in and out of the vehicle. Okay, and I think that's basically it. So we'll wrap up the video now. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you everyone for having a good time watching this. And have a nice day.